We know where it is.
You're watching AMAZE TV.
That is going on. And it's increasing. And it hurts. It hurts severely. Now, let me go into a little something about Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is a source, transit, and destination country for children and women trafficking for the purpose of labor and commercial sexual exploitation. Trafficking within the country, in Sierra Leone, that is, ladies and gentlemen, in the country is more prevalent than transnational trafficking. And the majority of the victims are the children. Within the country, children are being trafficked from rural provinces to towns and mining areas for domestic servitude, sexual exploitation, and forced labor in diamond mines, petty crimes, forced to beg. Now, did I mention sexual exploitation? A little child that don't know what is what, have a grown man, let me just pen it for you as explicit I can be. A 10-year-old girl, a grown man coming in the room to take their innocent virginity, their childhood. Visualize this, ladies and gentlemen. Visualize the fear in that little child's eyes as this grown man start putting his filthy hands on her. Visualize the turmoil that is going in within her. She can cry from here to China. Who is there that would help her? We call ourselves as a humane society, but we have this cruelty going on right in our front yard. And we are not doing anything about it. We are not doing anything about it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, children may also be forced, also be trafficked for forced agricultural work. A child that have yet to experience anything is now being forced for agricultural purposes or fishing. Now, transnationally, Sierra Leone women and children are trafficking to other West African countries, notably Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, the Gambia, and other countries for the purposes as I listed above. Domestic use, them cleaning up as maids, servants, sexual exploitation, being abused by grown men or being sold overnight to sleep with somebody, a stranger. Think about it. Either you're a parent or you will one day be a parent. How would you feel? How would you feel? Again, take the time, close your eyes for just 1 minute. Think about that 10-year-old little girl who is sitting there scared. A 10-year-old girl that is going to lose their virginity to a 40-year-old man. Think about the fear, ladies and gentlemen. Think about what is going through her mind. Think about her life being destroyed. We need to take actions. They are also being sent to other parts of the world, North Africa, South Africa, the Middle East, and Western Europe for domestic servitude and sexual exploitation. I will keep mentioning the sexual, exploitation aspect because that is what a lot of these filthy people do to little girls. Why would you want to damage a child? Why would you want to damage a little innocent's future? You don't know the capability, the possibility of that child that you are taking. If we as a community don't come together and make a difference and try to stop this mayhem, ladies and gentlemen, I can never express it enough. I can never put enough emphasis on it. All I can say is, we as a community, we as parents need to make a change. We have to come together and solve this situation. We cannot keep depending on people to resolve our problems. It is up to us. Sierra Leone is a destination country for children trafficking from Nigeria and possibly from Liberia, Guinea, and they are being forced to beg on the streets. And when you give them money, they will come and take this money from these kids. Some of these kids will not have food all day. Why? Because people have to be paid that are selling these kids. So what these people are telling these kids is, I own you, and the money that I've paid for you, you have to reimburse me. So every money that you make comes to me. A little child, ladies and gentlemen, a little child is losing their hope. Because when you're in a situation like that, you cannot say, I have to try to look at it from a positive aspect. What is the positive aspect? Who do you think is going to come save you? As a child, you see the adults who are supposed to be helping you, but they're taking advantage of you. What are the possibilities? There have also been cases of children exploitation from refugee communities in Sierra Leone. You know, we have to do something as a whole. I'm showing the anger that I'm showing, ladies and gentlemen, because these children did not ask to be here. These children are given to us to guide and protect them. Not to abuse them, not to sell them, but to be there for them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to find means of stopping this mayhem. Now, one gentleman that I can give credit to, Sergeant Kante, caught a young lady and a young man that took a child from Waterloo to Connaught to sell this little boy. And I'm going to show you the pictures of this young lady and this young man, and also the boy they are trying to sell. I also have pictures of a woman that has been contacting me. Don't know whether I'm a man or woman, but has been contacting me to sell their babies or children. Children from a young age. And there's even an infant. And this young lady went to the extent of telling me, if I want a baby, a newborn, she can get pregnant for me and then send me the baby. Who does that? Is the country going through that hard times? Well, not to give an excuse, but they said difficult times, difficult measures, hard times. But that is not an excuse to take a child's freedom, liberty away. That is something that is unacceptable to me. And I'm sure that is unacceptable to many of you. The government of Sierra Leone does not fully comply with the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking. However, it has made sufficient effort to do so despite the limited resources that they have. But it's something that is still going on. And it's a shame. It's a shame. I don't believe in human cruelty. But if you hurt a child, if you take a child's virginity, purity away from them, personally, your manhood should be eliminated of you. Call me cruel. I'm expecting the emails. I'm expecting the text messages. Feel free. Now, as you can recall, this happened years back in South Africa when grown men were having sexual intercourses with newborn babies due to the fact that they had AIDS. And according to the rumors, if they sleep with these innocent kids, they would eliminate the virus. So they would sleep with these innocent babies and give them the virus, thinking they don't have it. That's pure uneducated individuals with no common sense, no empathy doing such things. I would not condone to it, and I definitely don't think any of you would condone to such a thing. Now, whilst Leone reported that it referred victims to an international organization's shelter, the number of the victims referred was quite low, which many of us found it non-factual, hard to believe. Hard to believe. Now, this just did not start happening, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that's been going on for a long time. So for the government to present such a documentation to say the numbers are low, I find it hard to believe. Now, I know many of you can empathize with the parents, but I want you to put yourself in the shoes of these children. Think about the pain that they go through. I don't even want us to think about the parents right now. Let's think about the terror, the nightmares that these kids are going to have. Think about them being home, knowing that this man, every time he comes home, he's going to take advantage of them. And the women that are in that home that know that such mayhem, horrific things are happening, and she's condoning to it, you are not human. You have no sense of honor. Because if that had happened to you when you were a child, how do you think you will be now? Or because you don't have children, so you reflect this pain onto these ones. You know, it's difficult. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our time and show you some pictures, which indeed I will be in the background talking, and we're going to keep these pictures up for at least 1 minute so each and every one of you can see the beauty in these children that are being taken. Now, the female that has been sending me these pictures, I will give you time to get a pen and paper because I will give you her Facebook information. She did not ask me, are you a man? Are you a woman? Do you want children? All she said is, I have children I want you to have for a certain price. I want to give you my child, and so forth. And I have all this in my inbox. The reason why I encouraged her is so I can try to get as much information as possible. And she even went to the extent of giving me her contact details, which indeed I will be getting in contact with Sergeant Conte so I can relay this information to him. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to start with these pictures, and then I can tell you more about the adoption, which indeed former President J.S. has signed. So, shall we put the first picture up, please? TV's the one. This beautiful girl, the first one, look how beautiful she is. Somebody wants to sell this little girl to me. Somebody, Zainab, wants to sell this little girl to me. Child trafficking. Now, you want to sell this child to me, and you don't know what plans I have for this child. So I get to abuse this child if I'm not humane, if I'm not that caring kind of person. I get to abuse this child from such an early age. If I'm not that kind of person to say, I have a child to take care of, I get to abuse this child. Now, my question is, these people will take these children and dress them up and take pictures of them to market them. And then after they're done, they take the clothes off these kids, is my assumption. But look at this little girl's beautiful face. Look at the innocence on her face. You as a parent, think about it. Let's go on to the next one. My biggest mistake was not asking for the names of these little girls. Look at that innocent face. Look at those big eyes, full of potential. Her possibilities are limitless. She can be anything she wants in life. But instead, we have people that are trying to destroy her future. We have people that are trying to take the hope out of those beautiful eyes. Now, again, I will ask you as human beings, how would you feel if your child was being taken? How would you feel if that's your child's virginity at the age of 10 years old or even 5 years old? People are really crazy out there. They are lunatics. So I have no empathy for such people. All I care is about the well-being of these kids. And I'm asking you as humane individuals to look at these beautiful girls. Now, as you can tell, they put the same beads on their heads. They put the same things on their heads. When is this going to stop? Please, let's go on to the next picture. This is an innocent newborn. Now, how did they get access to this little beautiful baby? Are they going to hospitals? Do they know people in the hospitals? How is this happening? What actions are being taken? We need to do something, ladies and gentlemen. We need to take actions. Because if we don't take actions, this is going to continue to happen. These innocent babies are being sold. They're being marketed now on Facebook, on social media platforms. And you want to tell me that the government that is monitoring all these social platforms are not catching this? The saddest thing is that in Africa, if your child gets stolen, taken, the police, as I stated earlier, they have limited sources. What can they do for you? The heartache that the parent has to go through carrying this child for 9 months and all of a sudden waking up without their children. Let's think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's think about the pain. Shall we continue with the pictures, please? This is the young lady that reached out to me. Ladies and gentlemen, please look at her pictures carefully. This is a young lady that reached out to me telling me that she has children, that I should take the children. Now, as I stated, she never asked me any questions. Are you a man or woman? Are you interested in having children that you never had? Will you be willing to take these children? But no, all they want is where are you located? Her name on Facebook is Zainab. That's Zainab. Now, in the UK, they say Z. And in Leone, they say Z. It's Zainab. Middle initial J. Surname Turay. Turay. That's her name on Facebook. Zainab J. Turay. Look at her face carefully, ladies and gentlemen, because she might be living right next door to you. She might be your neighbor who's watching you. When you go out, she goes and take your children and put them on social media to sell. But along the way, we have to understand she's not alone. This is a close-up of Zainab. This is her on social media. Now, when she's taking these children, where is she taking them? Who's watching these children? Because apparently, as you have seen, I've shown you different kids that she presented to me. So where are all these kids being kept? Who's accomplished? Who's supporting her? Who's she working with? Please show her next picture. This thing frustrates me, ladies and gentlemen, because that is her. That is her. And did I say that she went to the extent of telling me if I want her to get pregnant for me, she will get pregnant for me and send me the baby without asking me any questions. Are you a man? Are you a woman? Can you have children? Are you looking for someone to be a mother and then give you the child? No such conversations. I have all the information on my Facebook Messenger. Her name is Zainab J. Turay. Please show the next picture. This is a better picture of Zainab. It's sweet face, dimples, cute, everything. But behind it, we have the devil. They said never trust a big smile, right? You never know the essence behind that smile. You never know what follows that smile. This is a scary part. This is what's really scary. This is her with a Hello Kitten shirt. Hello Kitten shirt. Smiling, attracting kids. This is her again. So when you go on social media and you see her, you'll be more familiar with her. And that is her Facebook picture. Zainab J. Turay. Turay. Now, let's go to the next, please. I want us to just stop on this for a minute. This young lady is from Waterloo. This young lady steals children from Waterloo and takes them to Connaught, and which indeed we will show you her accomplice shortly. Look at her face. She lives in Waterloo. And her partner, or whoever he is to her, takes these kids to Connaught to sell them. I want to give a special thank you to Sergeant Kante that captured this young lady with the gentleman and save that young boy's life. This is the young lady. She might be in your neighborhood. You might see her walking down the street. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not showing these pictures for anyone to bring harm to anyone. I don't want you to see any of these people that I'm showing their pictures and you portray any kind of harm or threat to them. I'm showing you these pictures because you can be the beautiful, most gorgeous person in the world, and you can be quite deadly. Most handsomest guy, and you can be the most deadliest person of all. All I'm doing is to show you that they have these people out there that are taking our children. Protect your children. Protect your children, ladies and gentlemen. How many emphasis or how much emphasis should I put on this? Again, imagine someone innocent. She looks so innocent, so young. So if she comes and says, hey, you want candy, you want food? Let me go buy you food. Come with me. And that child goes off. Why? Because of the hardship in the country. That's it for your child. Regardless what kind of hardship you're going through, let your child sit with you and let your child go through that hardship. Because you don't want your child to endeavor the evil that is out there. The things people will do to your children. They don't care about. Some of these people don't care because it's not their children. So they will create a mayhem, a havoc upon that child. All I can say is that look at her face, innocent. And she might come around your neighborhood and say, let me go fetch you some water. Oh, let me help you with this. But what is the motive behind it? Please show her partner. The next picture is with the gentleman that she kidnapped this young boy with. That is the young boy right there at the police station. Again, thank you so much to Sergeant Kante. Thank you so much to Sergeant Kante for sending this information. And the gentleman who is below that they told to sit down on the floor, sit on the dirt because he's dirt. He is dirt. Sit down on the dirt. It's the gentleman that works with that other lady from Waterloo that kidnapped that sweet looking young boy. Now imagine how that little boy's future was going to be. Imagine all his hope, his possibilities, his bright future taken away. It is a shame. It is very scary. You know, so again, ladies and gentlemen, it's not everybody you trust. And I am so grateful for the era that I grew up in where people were more humane. A community was a community. You walking down the street, you were free to go into a neighbor's house and eat. A neighbor will see you walking and will walk you home. The neighbors will watch you walking home or watch you going to school. I was a young boy growing up walking to school on my own and stopping and talking to the neighbors. But if I did something wrong, each of those neighbors knew exactly where my parents were or my grandparents lived. These are the people, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we are going to leave this young lady's picture up for a minute. I show the anger that I show because I believe in the possibilities of these children. And other people seen that possibility in me once. We have to take care of our children. These children nowadays are suffering so much. They're going through so much. If you look at the suicidal rate, it's high. And about a large percentage of them are children. And with everything that they're going through, now we have to worry about the younger generation being taken by people like this. Please remove her picture. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about giving your children for adoption. If you feel as though you are unable to take care of your child, I'm pleading with you. There are families out there that will be more than happy to adopt your children. I personally know a young woman, Annie, that I always talk about in Leone, who is now taking care of this young little boy, beautiful little boy. His mother could not take care of him, so she went off and dumped him off to the father. The father himself is a young guy, so he cannot support this child. So he took this child to someone that was credible. And he said, please take care of this young boy for me. Please let this boy be yours. And she's been taking care of this young boy. And she sent me pictures. And I look at the little boy, all I can do is smile because you can see the happiness on his face. I don't have 1, 2, 3, or 4 pictures. And he sent me a whole heap of pictures to make sure I see the joy within this child's face. Now, I'm not here to promote anyone, but all I can say is that instead of this child suffering, there are other people that will bring happiness in the lives of these children. If you cannot take care of your children, give this child to someone that can take care, support, and be responsible for your child. Do not sell your child to someone that you've never met. Do not offer your child to someone that you don't know. I have a sister in America, Jaja. She goes to Sierra Leone and goes into the village to people that she knows that knows her. And she takes these kids that she sees suffering to America, and she nourishes them and she supports them. Jaja lives in Staten Island, New York. There are so many other people out there doing the same thing. Give your child up for adoption. Now, also, what I have in front of me, it's a document that I retrieved. It was signed by the former president in 1989, and his name was President J.S. Momoa. President J.S. Momoa signed this document in 1989, which indeed I've read it. Now, I have it here as well. I figured they were kind of, if you read the clause, there were a lot of errors or mistakes that were put into this. But the mere fact is that there's a contract, there are paperwork, there are court proceedings that you have to go through. If you cannot take care of your child, it's not a crime. It's okay. It's okay to take this child to, a facility, the police station, wherever it is, and say, this is my child. I'm not able to take care of my child due to this reason or due to that reason. I want to give my child to a family that is unable to reproduce. I want to give my child a better future. By you taking this child and selling this child on social media, do you think that's a better future that you're giving to this child? Ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, uncles, aunties, brothers, sisters, we were all children once. Let's learn to look after our babies. Let's learn to take care of our babies. These children were not just put on this earth. You carried, mothers, you carried this child for 9 months. You went through the process of labor. You went through the process of labor of bringing this child on this world, on this planet, on this earth. Why all of a sudden would you want to destroy this child's life? An innocent angel that have never done you wrong or done anyone wrong, but you're willing to destroy this child's future for your own selfish betterment. The individuals that are taking these children, you don't know what tomorrow brings for this child. This child could have been the doctor that was going to save you at an earlier stage. This child could have been the policeman that would have been able to save you at an earlier age. This child could have been the president that would have brought a change in the country. But instead, for your own selfish needs, selfishness, you're ready to sacrifice this child for your own betterment. A child that you don't know what tomorrow brings. But you are willing to see the demise of this child. And then after you create this havoc within that child's family, you have the audacity to come and sit with the family and put fake tears in your eyes. Oh, what happened? Oh, I'm so sorry. And deep down, you are the devil behind what this family is going through, the pain of this family. Some of you believe in heaven and hell. Some of you believe in God, Allah. Whatever you believe in, just know there's a higher being that never sleeps. Now, the show today is called Expectations and Hope. Well, everything that is going on in Sierra Leone, what are the expectations of these children? How can we protect our children? What are the hopes should they be looking forward to? Or what expectations awaits them in the near future? Expectations and hope, ladies and gentlemen. Expectations and hope. I cannot narrate this enough. I cannot put enough emphasis on the belief that I have for these children. The thought of seeing a child suffers pains me. And the more I speak on that, the more I feel the pain. Some of you have never been through anything as a child, so you really don't know the pain one goes through when they are a child and they grow up. You never experience that. And I sincerely hope and pray that you never experience such a thing. Because the pain that that child goes through affects them so much when they grow up. Many of them are afraid to sleep at night because of nightmares. Because, okay, I know psychology. I can erase all this from my mind. That night you go to sleep, you still see people coming with guns at you. That night you go to sleep, you can see a family member that used to abuse you coming to come at you. Now, imagine the night you go to sleep and then you have to see these people that sexually been abusing you at the age of 10. Now, some people get abused at an earlier age. So when you sell these children to these perverts, you don't want to imagine what they go through, what kind of life they have to endure. Where are they sleeping? How are they eating? Are they being taken care of properly? You know, in the Middle East, you see how our sisters and brothers are being abused. We even seen a video where they took a knife in the Middle East and literally started cutting his throat. I'm giving you a prime example because I want you to feel the pain. Imagine a knife, someone holding it and cutting your throat. Imagine that. Visualize that for a minute. Someone literally standing there and cutting your throat. You're alive and you're screaming, begging for help. And they're standing there cutting your throat. Females being beaten with sticks. With all of this sadness going on, you have the audacity to sell an innocent child. You have heard about all of this sadness that is going on. You have the audacity to take someone's innocence, someone's innocent child, and go and put them in the market. All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, I applaud Sergeant Kante for what he's done. I appreciate the message, Sergeant Kante, and I will try to give you these young ladies. I know that, look at these beautiful children. I know by tomorrow this number is not going to be working anymore or whatever it is, but I will still try to put it up on social media. You know, I will put it out there so people can call, but I hope that the government intercede. Look at this innocent face. Look at that innocent child. That child cannot even dream yet proper and have an understanding of their dream, their vision, their hopes. Clueless. And this young lady is putting them out there. I hope whoever gets this message is not going to use it for the evil of men by contacting this young lady and saying, I'm interested. I hope the government of Sierra Leone is able to intercede into all of this to stop this mayhem. And I hope that everyone that is watching this, that is doing such a thing, find goodness in their heart. Find that humane part of them and within them to stop this. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the God that you serve never sleeps. When you see something, don't turn your back. Don't say it's not my child. That is somebody's child. That can be your child. And that child is being taken to be sold. His child is being taken, ladies and gentlemen. James, I'm getting a message saying that there's no volume. A lot of people are complaining. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I was looking at the messages. Okay, so I do apologize. I'm hearing that the volume is good, but ladies and gentlemen, the show is coming to an end. I just started looking onto these messages. It's just a lot going on, and I hope that we as a human race is able to make a change, because we are supposed to be the most intelligent race walking on this planet, and all this is going on. It hurts. It hurts. Now, I'm not this kid's parent, but I can feel their pain. And I'm not the child that is taken away, but I can visualize what they're going through. As a child, I had my little good days and bad days. We all do. But as time goes on, we're supposed to try to become better people. All I can say to you, ladies and gentlemen, we need to be as one. We need to be as one. We need to be able to come together. We need to be able to support each other. You know, if we build a strong front, on the show that I had yesterday on Saturday, we spoke about building a strong front. Well, why don't we try and build a strong community? The community that some of us had growing up, where if we see a child crying, we ask that child, what is wrong? Are you okay? Where's your mom and your dad? But now society is so scary that if they see a child crying, they're afraid to approach the child because of all this craziness that is being done. Because of all this craziness that is being done. We need to start being humane again. We need to support each other. As the show comes to an end, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. I want to thank you for who you are. I want to thank you for the position you play. I want to thank you for being aware, vigilant. We need to stop what is going on. And also, I want to say congratulations to Joe Biden for becoming the President of America. I want to also acknowledge Kamara Harris for being the Vice President, the first ever in the history of America to have an Indian, Caribbean, African woman become Vice President. If that can happen, anything is possible. I bid you all a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. May God bless you and may God protect our children. Have a good night.